Wait a minute. It's Friday? It's time for Stan the Fan, Chief Grand Poobah Man, and the Friday Baseball Show. Griffin Bass helps bring more class to the Friday Baseball Show. They'll talk best games, Dan Charles his name on the Friday Baseball Show. He's been in the owner's suite. He's been doing sports talk since 81. He's only lived in Baltimore for 45 years, but we'll give him a break on that hump. They'll acknowledge football, don't expect calls. It's the Friday Baseball Show. It's okay to say Glenn's back on Monday, but this is the Friday Baseball Show. The Friday Baseball Show. The Friday Baseball Show.
And welcome into the Friday Baseball Show on this Friday, August 28th. My goodness, where has the summer gone?
You're not lying.
Where has the summer gone?
I don't know.
I mean,
Well, am I supposed to have all the answers?
yeah.
I mean, I
On
miss
the
it
Friday
too. I miss it
Baseball
too.
Show, you're supposed to bring some class, Griffin Bass.
I'm trying to bring class, I think.
Hey, here's what we've got. We got a good show today that Griffin has lined up with some input from Stan the Fan. Bill Ladson of MLB.com. And what's the other outlet? MLB Bro?
Yeah, MLBBro.com.
Okay.
Looks like he does
Bill-
some Yankees coverage over there.
Bill Ladson is going to join us. He's an old friend. At 11:40, we go a little bit more local with Kyle Goon of thebanner.com. And then at 12 o'clock, Caden Hunter, left-handed pitcher extraordinaire, prospect extraordinaire, will join us. He's one of two really prominent left-handers in that rotation in Chesapeake, and that is along with Joseph Jerwa. I'm told it's Steve Molesky told me it's Jerwa.
Yeah, Zerwa.
He told me it's pronounced like
We
a J.
had him on a couple weeks ago. Glenn and I did, and I believe he said I'll go back. Whatever we said was right because I asked him right before we put him on, and he said
because Steve
Jerwa.
Molesky
Yeah,
said
maybe it's Jerwa. So Jerwa, I guess.
Jerwa.
Whatever he said, it was
Okay.
right.
Joseph Jerwa.
It's either Zerwa or Zerwa. I thought it was Zerwa, but yeah.
We're not going to have him on today.
No, we're not.
We're having Caden Hunter on. It's much easier to pronounce.
It is much easier to
We
pronounce.
were going to have Joseph Jerwa on, but we weren't sure of how to pronounce his last
That's
name.
true. Yeah, that's
I don't want to leave
essentially
out,
what it is.
I don't want to leave out Luis De Leon, but there's talk now that he might move to the bullpen.
Yes,
heard that
yes,
talk?
I did. I saw that it looks like they are deloading him. That's who I was thinking of. I was wondering what they were thinking about doing with Kate Povich as well
Right.
in
Are
Norfolk,
they
but he threw.
deloading him
No,
too?
it doesn't seem like it because he went, I think, 5 2/3 and struck out 11 guys Wednesday. So
I would be bringing him up and moving Mr. Nunez back down.
Nunez
and
looked
again,
good on
I'm
Monday
not-
or
I'm not
Tuesday.
I'm not an anti-Nunez guy. I think that the rotation is showing some fraying at the edges right now in terms of who's really fresh, and I think the added days off for not Boz, Kyle Bradish and Trevor Rogers might help them at this point. It's a long season, Griffin Bass.
I agree. Yeah, Kyle Bradish did not look
He has
sharp
not looked
this
good,
week.
and I'm not attributing it to the fact he got paid, but he has not pitched a good.
Yeah, I mean,
really
he
good
hasn't
game.
thrown. Let me pull up. I should have had.
Yeah,
I should have had his
he's
numbers up.
He's in his innings max right now. I think.
Yeah, I should have had his numbers up. But yeah, I mean, like he has not thrown this many innings since. I mean, before the injury.
23,
Yeah.
probably.
I know we just checked. He's at 143 innings. Obviously a 4.03 ERA this year. And prior to that, this is the 168 innings in 2023.
Right.
And
So
he
he's
had,
not-
and that was
he's-
his best year. That was his 2.83 ERA. Was he top
Right.
4 in Cy Young that year?
Right, and he's not remotely looking like that pitcher right now. So I
No.
think there's a little bit of tiredness going on, and I think adding Cade Povich, a 6-man, to the rotation. Well,
39
it's
innings.
Gonna come,
yeah.
It's going to come in 3 days. It's going to come September 1st. They're going to bring him up probably.
Povich, yes. Yeah.
I would
You think
think
he, because they only get one added roster spot, right?
I think it's 2.
Let me see.
But I think you can actually have more players present. I don't think you can put in uniform. Remember how they used to have an unlimited number?
Yeah, it was like
up
40.
to
You could have
40.
all 40.
Yeah. So
The entire 40-man.
Buck Showalter. Was
Okay, so it is 2. It's 28.
It's
They're
2.
28 players.
But I think you can actually have 2 or 3 more with the club, and you can only put in uniform 28 players.
And it can, and they still keep the rules. How do you feel? They still keep the rules where it can only be one pitcher and one position player. You can't have more than 14 pitchers.
Okay. I
So-
don't get that.
I know, I don't get that either.
either. Okay. I thought that the unlimited amount up to 40 was ridiculous. I think this has gone the opposite way. I think you should be able to bring up, and this was Buck's idea. I think you should be able to bring up maybe like 5 players, but you can't put in uniform
Okay.
37 players, you know, or something like that. Okay.
You can only dress kind of like the NFL, where you have 53 guys, but you can only dress 47 or something. Yeah.
Right. And the reason that Buck Showalter made that argument was true. Is like the New York Yankees are not bringing up 10 or 12 guys, you know, if they're in contention. They're playing their regular guys. But it gives the opposition a little bit, when you were able to bring up 7 or 8 guys and dress them all, it gives you 2 or 3 extra pitchers and all that. It gives the chance for the matchups to be played. But then again, you have to have your pitchers face 3 batters now, so it's not like the old days.
You're not.
where
You're not gonna get a new pitcher
every batter.
Yeah.
You know. Anyway, Bill Ladson joins us at 11:15.
We'll ask him all about that, how they should expand the rosters in September. Yeah.
We'll talk to him about the heavy stuff.
Yeah.
And we'll talk to Kyle Goon about a variety of topics. We'll even get in a couple Ravens questions to
Ooh.
Kyle Goon. And Caden Hunter of the Chesapeake Baysox. He started his season this year, believe it or not, at Delmarva. Pitched a couple games at Delmarva, had like a microscopic ERA of like 1.06 or something like that. Then went up to Frederick and met very little opposition at Frederick. At Bowie or Chesapeake.
Struck out 62 in 45 innings, a 1.6 ERA.
Right.
With
What's his ERA right now, though?
At
It's
just Bowie?
3.4?
Yeah, 3.4. He's made 5 starts. He's got 36 strikeouts in 26 innings. Caden Hunter does.
So his total numbers for the season are very, very good.
2.01
Yep.
across all 3 levels, 94 innings, 138 strikeouts.
Bravo to Caden Hunter.
Yeah,
We'll-
excited to talk to him. Yeah.
We'll talk to him about what makes him so good. Okay? We'll talk to him about that. All right.
All right. Tell him to
By the
spill the
way,
beans.
Our friends Brendan Mortensen and Allie Claff had both him,
Annie.
What did I say?
You said Annie.
I did say Annie?
Yeah.
Why'd you correct me then?
Well,
Annie Claff.
yeah.
They both had. They had them both on the show this month. Joseph Jerwa, and Caden Hunter.
Nice.
Yeah.
Good stuff.
Yeah.
Good stuff from them.
We got some pictures. Pictures.
We'll see if it holds. Yeah. I mean, yeah, there's three of the top 4 prospects are starting pitchers.
Orioles win 2 out of 3 in St. Louis. Once again, they had a chance for a sweep like they did against Tampa recently, right? They won the first 2.
They just can't sweep teams.
Can't sweep teams. You know what the problem is? They're not bringing out the broom.
Do you think they should have the
I
broom
think
in the
they should have the
dugout?
broom,
They should be
yeah.
like
Yeah.
They should try to
Remember the whole
manifest
thing
it.
Remember the whole thing with the water?
Yeah.
Yeah, the water,
The sprinkler,
irrigation system. They need a
the
broom.
Homer hose.
They need the broom.
the Homer host.
Now they need a broom.
Okay. I mean, yeah. I mean, I guess if they're going to continue to like win all the the first 2 to 3 games of series and then not finish the sweep, then yeah, I guess.
I mean, look, if they have about 10 more series to play.
Probably. Is that roughly? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9.
9 series.
Yep.
So if they went 18 and 9, right?
Yep, 18 and 9.
18 and 9. I think they'd be right there.
I mean, Cleveland's playing much better though.
Yeah.
The Guardians have won 7 in a row. They're hosting Kansas City this weekend.
And
so.
Kansas City's been playing very well.
Kansas City has been
was
playing better.
6-0 last week or 7-0?
Yeah, they've won 9 of their last 10. They won 9 in a row,
right?
So they won 9 of their last 10.
Something's got to give there.
You think Kansas City might be able to weaken Cleveland here?
I think Kansas City is playing very well right now.
They are, but they're still fit. They're still a bad baseball team. They're 15 games under 500.
Yeah.
They've not been good.
No, they haven't been. They haven't been good. But they're playing much better.
They're playing much better. I don't think we can rely on them to
slow
down Cleveland.
That was
for
always
us.
the danger when we were talking 2 weeks ago. They're only a game out of the wild card. Then when you got 7 teams that are vying for one spot, the odds are pretty good that one of those teams is going to get hot. So I think our toughest competition right now looks like it's Texas, Houston, and Cleveland. Only 2 of those teams, only one of those teams can make it above us.
Yeah, well, so it's weird because Houston is technically the leaders in the AL West, and they're 500 right now. They are 500. So Texas is
1 game behind.
Yeah, 1 game behind them, but Texas is 2 games back of the wild card. So, and the Orioles are 3 games back at Cleveland right now, and they obviously cannot take the AL West. Unfortunately.
Yeah, it's a shame they should move us to the AL West. What do you think of that idea?
I'd take it this year. Yeah, sure, why not? I mean, it'd be funny. It'd be funny to watch the Orioles still miss the playoffs when
I think you should draw it out of a hat, like on August 1st.
They redo all the divisions. Oh,
they
okay.
redo a division. You know?
Yeah, maybe. I don't know.
Yeah. I don't know.
These standings are so weird. Like I'm looking at them, like all these teams competing for this final wild card they have like a negative run differential, and then the Detroit Tigers are plus 70 run differential this year. I don't even know how that happens. They're 9 games under. Yeah, they're 9 games under right now. They're 5.5 back, so they're in worse shape than the Orioles somehow.
Oh, way worse than the Orioles. Tonight, Brandon Young goes against Jacob Lopez. Tomorrow, Shane Baz versus Jack Perkins. Sunday. And tonight is 9:40. Tomorrow's 10:05. Sunday afternoon at 4:05, Chris Bassett goes against Jeffrey Springs, and that will wrap up the 3-game series in Sacramento.
Should be a lot of runs scored over the next 6 days.
The Orioles will then supposedly pitch Bradish versus Gordon on Monday night at 8:40. Trevor Rogers against Hughes at 8:40. And then Brandon Young will go against an old friend, Tomoyuki Sagano.
We can go ahead and chalk that up as a loss. He's gonna a big revenge game for Tommy Sugar for Tomo Sagano.
All right. Anyway, Bill Ladson going to join us from MLB.com and MLBBro.com, and we'll talk to him a little bit about MLBBro.com. Of course, Bill was a very dear friend of Craig Heist, who passed away last, I think it was August or September. God, it's hard to believe he's been gone.
While I dial out to Bill, Stan, you want to? Did you and Luke chatted this week?
Luke and I chatted along with Ross Grimsley. We once again had to move. I had a little medical situation on Monday at 5, and we pushed it to Tuesday. We did it, I think, at 6 o'clock. Anyway, we had a nice chat. This week, we're going to try and move it to Tuesday as well. Maybe next year we'll do them on Tuesday. We'll see what happens to the Monday baseball chat. But again, a loaded show today. Bill Ladson, Kyle Goon, and Caden Hunter of the Chesapeake Baysox. Bill Ladson to join us momentarily. Glenn Clark back on Monday. But right now, it's time to be joined by an old friend. He's long forgotten, but not totally forgotten. It's my friend Bill Ladson. He joins us. He's an MLB reporter with MLB.com. And Bill, in reading your bio now, you're also a contributor to MLBBro.com?
Yes, that is a publication, website put together by Rob Parker, who you see on Baseball Now on the MLB Network. And I really enjoy writing for him and MLB.com, and everything is status quo.
Tell me a little bit about the concept behind MLB Bro. It seems like it's about African American baseball players.
Yes, it is. It's about getting the public to know about all the African Americans who are playing in the sport, and there are quite a few of them, and obviously Aaron Judge being one of them. And being in New York the way I have, I've been writing a lot of Yankees and Mets, players lately. So that's been a lot of fun. And as you know, Aaron Judge will be coming back during the month of September, so that's a good thing.
Let me just ask you one more question about MLBBro.com. Does it feature the current African American players, or does it go into some of the history, or do they leave that for others?
Oh no, that's a combination of both. Usually, when they talk about players of the past, it's usually a video. Now there are some, as far as stories and text that they do write about the old time players, but that's once in a while. Usually, it's usually on video.
Okay. Well, I just read about it last night. How long has MLBBro.com been around? Has it been a couple of years now?
Oh yes, this is like the fourth year, and this is my second. Yeah, this is my second with the company. So it's been great, and you will not hear any complaints from me on that.
All right, good. I'm glad you're keeping busy. First of all, I got to ask you: do you think about Craig Heist much?
Every day.
Do you?
Every day. He's like my brother, and I had a brother, and I don't think about him every day. I think about Craig Heist every day because of all the arguments we had. As you know, Craig was a Republican.
Yes,
I'm a Democrat.
Yes, I'm very well aware of that. Yes.
and we would argue all the time. But the bottom line, as I say that, Craig Heist always came through for me. I can remember when I was in the hospital in Florida.
Yep. Craig
Heist stayed with me for quite a few hours. So to me, Craig Heist was my real brother.
I know that. I don't think I'm quite as often as you do, but he was there for you. If he liked you, no matter what your politics were, he was there for you. There's no question about
Correct.
it.
That is correct.
About it.
I appreciate you asking me about Craig.
Yeah, I'll always. Let me ask you this Yankee team, since you cover them a good bit. I know you had a conversation with George Lombard. He has been, I think, the best move that they made at the Garcia's been terrific, but I think George Lombard was a stroke of genius by Brian Cashman.
There's no doubt about it. Although, I'm sure you know this, there has been a problem with him defensively of late. He's made an error in 6 straight games.
Did not know
but
that.
For some reason, yeah. But you know what? I think Aaron Boone is not worried. He's the way he did with Anthony Volpe.
Yeah.
And I think, and the reason for that is that Lombard is still hitting. It hasn't affected his offense at all. So I think hopefully he doesn't make an error today against Boston, which is an important game.
Yep.
And and hopefully that could turn the tables. Hopefully he's error free today.
What's the latest on Max Fried for the Yankees right now? I know he had the bone bruise 3 months ago, then he came back, and now he's got it again. Is he going to return?
Well, there's hope that he can pitch this weekend.
Okay.
Against Boston. So we'll see what goes on there. I mean, I think it's an important series for both teams. Even though right now the Yankees have a slight lead in the wild card race, I think Boston, the way they've been playing, they're red hot. The pitching's been great. Everything, and the offense is the thing that really shocked me. I think Boston has to be favored to at least win this series this weekend. The reason I don't like the Yankees, because offensively, it's home run or strikeout. It's been that way for the last several years. That's why teams like I'm talking about teams of the past, the Blue Jays, the Dodgers have beaten them, because it's like they can't go the other way. They can't do the little things. And why I think they're going to go to the playoffs, I don't think they'll go far.
Do you think Aaron Boone has had pretty much his best season, though, managing this team with what he's had to navigate?
There's no question about it, because of all the injuries. I mean, they're winning without Aaron Judge. I think that says something. I think the way he's used his bullpen has been outstanding. The way he's relied on some of the young players, like Will Warren, I think that's and David and Weathers as well. Even though Weathers is hurt now, I think it's been amazing. I think that's the reason the Yankees are still in playoff contention right now.
Talking to Bill Ladson of MLB.com and MLBBro.com. And Griffin Bass has a question.
While we're talking about the teams atop the American League here, Bill, should it still be the Tampa Bay Rays, their league to lose right now? It's funny talking about them because the Orioles just saw them over the last couple of weeks, and they haven't done anything consistent this year except play the Rays well, which is a little odd. But the Rays are still far and away the best team in the league. Would you agree?
There's no question about it. Like I said this several weeks ago to some friends. There's no way the Yankees are going to catch up to the Rays. There's no way. Because I think the Rays, when you look at them, they're doing something they haven't done, in the Kevin Cash era. They're playing small ball. They're doing the little things to win ball games. And I think that's amazing. Remember, they were strictly analytical. And like when I saw them this year, oh, my God, they're playing little ball. And they have a great pitching staff now. I mean, as far as the starters are concerned, they're unbeatable almost. So, I think there's no team in the American League East that can beat the Rays right now. I think it's theirs to win, and I think they will win it.
When do you think Judge will be back? Mid-September?
Listen. I say early September. When I say early September, I'm talking about maybe September 5th. Or 7th, because I don't know if you read what Judge said. He doesn't want to go to a rehab assignment.
I gotta be honest with you. I'm watching Samuel Basallo, who missed about a month with a shoulder problem, and they gave him two. They gave him 2 games. He hasn't even looked nearly like the same hitter that he was before the shoulder injury. So I think Judge is making a big mistake.
Well, he did this once before, and this was like a few years back, and he turned out to be okay.
Yeah.
But keep this in mind, too. Judge is a veteran. He's 35 years old, believe it or not.
Yeah.
And Basilio is young. So, I mean, like, it's going to take some time for him to, be the player he needs to be. And I think he's going to be a great player. I think he's going to be a great catcher. I just think give him time. I think with Judge, I don't think he's going to be that bad.
Okay. I'm just talking about the timing. I'm not questioning whether Basallo is going to be a great player. Hey, I got to ask you another New York question. I wrote a column 2-3 days ago on our website. What the hell were the Mets thinking in letting Pete Alonso walk away? For in relative terms, $30 million a year is chump change to Stephen Cohn. What were they thinking? What was behind the fact that they never seemed inclined to want to sign Alonso to an extension?
Well, I think everyone saw this. I don't think people are saying this in retrospect. I think people saw it from the beginning.
Yeah.
I think what they thought at first, they looked at Pete Alonso's defense.
Yeah.
Okay. And Pete Alonso's defense, now listen to me as I say, Pete Alonso's defense, if I were to use a Stratomatic baseball card,
Right.
Pete Alonso was a 3 or a 4, which is bad.
Bad.
But you should have seen the first baseman they used this year. Now, I mean, Mark Vientos, horrible. I don't want anyone to say Dave Cannon was the worst.
Right.
This guy was the worst I've ever seen. So
was Polanco
think,
Polanco any good at first base?
No. The answer is no.
Yeah.
Because
and they paid Polanco $20 million a year for 2 years.
Right.
And
he's out for the year.
Yeah.
He's out for the year.
Yeah.
And by comparison, from what the Met fans saw, and from what the organization saw, Pete Alonso is a Gold Glover compared to what they had this year.
Okay.
And as far as the offense, now this I didn't understand. I mean, they could use Pete Alonso's offense.
Yeah, of course they could.
Fortunately for the Mets, is that yes, they're going to hear the cheers for Pete Alonso, and yes, they're going to boo, I'm sure, David Stern.
Yeah.
But it's not going to be as loud because Jared Young has done a hell of a job at first base, even provided offense as well.
So was that the real reason that they knew they had Young in the wings?
No, because the original plan was to have Polanco.
Okay.
So when Polanco got hurt, he got hurt early in April.
Yep.
Then they started using Mark Vientos, and oh man, you talk about a disaster. It was, and if you ever follow the Baseball Bible, and they have defensive run saved. Vientos was -2, and they already announced
that's not good,
Vientos.
Bill. -2 is not
no,
good.
No, not at all. This guy couldn't field simple ground balls. I'm telling you.
Was he that bad? Was he that bad as a third baseman?
No, but you know what? They're not going to put him there because Bo Bichette is there.
Yeah, well, I know. Yeah, okay.
Andy Green, by the way, who's done a hell of a job as the manager of the Mets. He already told Mark Vientos, when you come back, you're not going to play.
Right.
So I mean, that's
that's that vote of confidence that a player needs when you come back.
That's correct.
When you come back, you're not going to play. Do you think Green has any chance of getting the permanent job?
That's a good question. You know what? I think
he's done a very good job.
No question. He's done enough to become the permanent manager. But from what I understand, he wants to go back to the front office.
Yeah,
now,
he wants to.
But not exactly to be the head of the minor leagues. Now, he done a hell of a job as a minor league guy. He was the head of player development over there.
Yeah.
But there are rumors going around that he could be the general manager. As you know, David Stern has never hired a general manager.
Okay.
So I would not surprise. And again, it would be well deserved because Andy Green knows the minor league system.
Yeah.
This is why they're playing so well for him because of Carson Bench.
Yeah. And Ewing. Ewing. Yeah.
Ewing. Yeah. And don't forget Nolan as well, the pitcher. And he knows these guys. So I wouldn't be surprised if he's the GM as well.
I did want to ask you a little bit about the Orioles, Bill. Just another couple minutes. You look at this AL wildcard picture, and it's a mess. The Guardians are starting to play a little bit better. They played really well the last week and a half. But the Orioles, it seems like they lose a game and somehow still find a way to just not lose ground in this wild card race. Is there any chance you think the Orioles can get it together and find themselves and emerge in this AL wild card that nobody wants?
Right now, that's the final wild card spot, and they're 3 games back right now from the Guardians. I think a couple of things. I think the offense has to perk up.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, outside of Pete Alonso, this team has been a disappointment offensively. Now, I look at the pitching staff, and, the pitching staff, I know, some of these pitchers that they have losing records, but the ERA is not bad. And I think if the offense can perk up, I think that's the key to the whole thing. I think they have enough pitching to catch up to the Guardians, but the offense has to perk up in a big way. I mean, outside Pete Alonso,
the Gunnar Henderson thing has been the craziest part of the whole season.
He's hitting .219. Oh, I don't. What happened there? I mean, I don't understand that either. So
I think Craig Heiss put a curse on him.
Really? That's what Craig did?
Yeah, I think. Just kidding. Just kidding.
No, I know. But I think it's the key is the offense. I think you would agree with that. I mean, it just can't be just Pete Alonso, even though Pete Alonso's been hot.
I think they also have a little bit of a problem right now, Bill, with Brandon Young is really entering an area where his innings are high.
Kyle Bradish.
I think Trevor Rogers is worn out a little bit.
Right.
I think they could use going to a 6-man, and I expect them to in the next few days once the rosters expand. Quick question about roster expansion. I know that they cut back about 3-4 years ago the number of players that you can dress. Can you bring up more than 2 players, but they can't dress? You can only dress 2 more players?
Yes, it depends on how healthy the players are.
Okay.
And it just depends. I mean, you can have them like in the background.
In the background, caddies.
Right, but unless someone gets hurt, you can bring them along. But yes, I think that's the best way to go as well. I like the new rule on that.
All right. Let me ask you one other question. If you had 2 other questions real quick. If you had to pick 2 teams that will play for the World Series this year, who are you picking right now?
I would pick Tampa Bay.
Yep.
And I would also pick the Braves. Okay. I think the Braves are good enough to go all the way. I think sweeping the Dodgers recently was a confidence boost.
Very impressive, yep.
So if I'm the Braves, if I were in the Braves' shoes, I'm thinking I can beat anybody.
All right.
And I think they proved that. So.
All right. Last question for you. Will there be spring training as normal next year, and will the season start on time?
You know what? Obviously, both sides are not on the same page right now.
Yeah.
But for some reason, I have a feeling that the Players Association is going to cave a little bit.
Uh-huh.
And I think the season will start on time. Maybe spring training won't.
Okay.
But I think the season will start on time.
All right. Bill, it's great to catch up with you. We'll grab you sometime in October, okay?
You got it. Listen,
all right.
Thank
you, Bill. It's always great to talk to you. Bill Ladson of MLB.com and MLBbro.com. We're going to take a timeout momentarily. When we get back, we're going to chat with Kyle Goon, columnist extraordinaire for the Baltimore Banner. TheBanner.com is the way to find them and subscribe to them. TheBanner.com.
Don't fumble your fantasy football draft. Host your party at Sports & Social Inside Live Casino. We've got everything you need to make the night a winner with massive screens, cool drinks, great food, and Wi-Fi that won't drop the ball. Reserve your table by August 20th to enter our early draft bonus drawing. Draft like a pro at Live Casino. At Arundel Mills, must be 21. Please play responsibly. For help, visit mdgamblinghelp.org or call 1-800-GAMBLER.
Your car is more than just a ride. It's an investment. At Leading Edge Auto Body in Mount Washington, we've spent over 20 years perfecting the art of repair. From high-end imports to your trusted daily driver, we handle all makes and models with elite precision. Our team holds the highest honors in the industry, including ASE Master, ICAR Platinum, and specialized aluminum certifications. We make it easy with free towing, pickup, and delivery because at Leading Edge, customer satisfaction comes first. And remember, with insurance, it's your car and it's your choice. Choose the experts. Leading Edge Auto Body. Quality you can see. Service you can trust. Go to leadingedgeautobody.com today.
Gambling can be a fun and entertaining experience, but there are risks involved. If you're planning on betting on the game at the casino or on your phone or computer, know your limit, stay within it. Set a budget and a time to stop. Remember, gambling isn't a financial solution, and it doesn't mix well with alcohol or drugs. Know the risks and have a plan before you begin gambling. For free and confidential services, call 1-800-GAMBLER 24/7 or go to helpmygamblingproblem.org.
This is Byron Warnkin. If you've been injured in a car or truck crash, you probably know this is stressful. Medical bills, the insurance company giving you the runaround, you got to get your car fixed. You don't just need a lawyer, you need results. At Warnkin LLC, we represent the injured across Maryland. Whether it's a car or truck crash case, medical malpractice, or any other serious personal injury, we fight for maximum compensation for you and maximum ease for you. You don't want to have to deal with this stuff. Warnkin LLC has been voted best personal injury law firm in Maryland for a reason. For us, 443 Results isn't just a phone number, it's our mission. Get the advocate that you need. Call us today, 443 Results, or visit us online, warnkinlaw.com. That's WARNKENLAW.com.
Make the most out of every day in your Toyota RAV4. Available in hybrid or gas-only models. A RAV4 can get you where you want to go in style. Check out buyatoyota.com for deals on new RAV4s from your local Toyota dealer today.
When you feel invisible, exhausted, stressed, or anxious, and you have days that just feel too hard to get through, you are not alone. If you or someone you love is struggling with mental health or problems with drugs or alcohol, help is right in your hands. Call or text 988 to get support whenever you need it. Help is here. Call or text 988. Brought to you by Maryland Department of Health.
Hi, everyone. There's nothing I love more than hearing Stan the Fan and Griffin talk baseball. Here they are.
We are back with the Friday Baseball Show, Stan the Fan, along with Griffin Bass.
Yeah.
And he brings...
What's so funny? What's so funny? What are you chuckling about?
Who was that again?
What do you mean, who was that?
Who was it? Was that Colton Cowser?
No, that was the most famous, probably the most famous baseball player in Orioles history, right? It was Cal Ripken Jr.
That was Cal?
That was Cal.
Wow.
That was Cal. Big fan of the show.
How come he didn't sort of identify himself?
What do you mean? I mean, he's just got such a distinct voice. He doesn't really need to.
Okay. That was Cal Ripken Jr.
That was, yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
All right.
Yep.
That's great.
Yep.
Great.
No doubt.
Do we have Mr. Goon?
No, not yet. We still got a couple minutes before we're going to get Kyle on the air. Stan, did you see? So we're not going to do this weekend. You got to get out of here pretty quickly. So we're just not going to have
quickly today. I have.
Unfortunately, we're not going to have time for this week and the rest of baseball. But so I'll give you a quick little stat here. Did you see the Giants lost on I guess it was Wednesday?
Yeah.
They were up 9-3 in the ninth inning.
And they lost?
They lost.
To Arizona?
They were playing... Was it Arizona? I guess it was Arizona.
Yeah, it was.
They were... before that, when leading in the ninth inning by 6 or more runs, the San Francisco Giants... it was the Reds. They're playing the Reds. They were 2,208-0.
2,000...
Yeah.
208
wins, 0 losses when leading by 6 runs in the ninth inning. Before giving up 7 runs and blowing it against the Reds.
That's a pretty good record.
Yeah. The Giants are pretty bad this year. That was their 11th loss of the season when leading in the ninth inning.
That's not good.
Obviously the most in baseball.
All right.
I saw another stat. They have, if you take away just the ninth inning all year, the Giants have like the 5th best ERA in all of baseball.
Unbelievable. If you take away the ninth inning.
Yeah.
All right. Well, those games that they lose where they don't play the ninth inning, that's
true.
That's helpful to that.
Yeah, well, it is. But
All
it just shows you how bad they're.
All right. Joining us now is Kyle Goon, columnist extraordinaire with thebanner.com. Kyle, how are you, my friend?
On mute.
Is Kyle on mute?
Might be on mute. Hold on.
Hold on. We're getting
Figure
you.
it out. See if you can unmute yourself, Kyle. Not yet. That's all right. Kyle, we're going to talk, Orioles and Ravens?
We're going to talk Orioles,
And-
Ravens, and horse racing.
And horse racing.
Yeah, we're going to talk horse racing with Kyle Goon.
Try to. Are you able to unmute yourself, Kyle? That's what it looks like. It looks like you just
Looks
have
like
you
you're
unmute.
muted.
Yeah.
Kyle. There we go.
Okay.
Perfect.
You got me? Sorry.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you're
Tell
all
us
good.
a little bit about iced coffee, first of all. Is that a place? Is that your hang?
It's actually a minor league baseball promotion. It's every year the minor league teams go as a food, and in Reading, Pennsylvania, they go one game a year or one series a year as iced coffees. So
Okay, I got you. That's a good hack.
it's not a statement of. It's not an endorsement.
Okay,
It's just a
I thought it
fun
might
little-
mean you were like high on caffeine or something like that.
Well,
All right.
in a second, yes.
Hey, this is called the Friday Baseball Show, but when I have a columnist on that writes around a lot of stuff, I want to grab your opinion on a couple things. You wrote a very interesting column about the Triple Crown a couple weeks ago. What is it about Churchill Downs and Belmont? They seem like they very much could care less if the Triple Crown exists.
Yeah, I mean, I think there is, at least my impression based on my reporting
Yeah.
that I did for that column is, I think there's a lot of short-term thinking going on around in horse racing and maybe some pettiness. And I think the biggest conflict right now is between Churchill Downs and Preakness, because Churchill Downs at one time was thinking, hey, we're about to own this license and IP. They're about to pay $85 million for it. And Maryland did what I think, given the circumstances, was the right thing. They swept in, they bought their own IP rights. They're saying, hey, we're not going to pay rent on our own race to Churchill Downs for perpetuity.
Yep.
And so now Maryland owns the Preakness fully, and Churchill Downs kind of felt like they got their, toy stolen out from underneath them.
They're acting very Trumpian, in my opinion.
But yeah, I think my impression was of the announcement of their series. I talked to somebody who said this was cockamamie. It was a cockamamie announcement. And, I was kind of looking at, is Maryland just behind the eight ball here? And the feedback I got was, no, they're doing what's best for Maryland.
Yes.
They bought their own IP. They're changing the date because it's beneficial for them relative to the Derby. It puts some pressure on Belmont. And Belmont and Preakness have different TV partners, so they can't,
it's really
work together as well.
You know what the real story here is, Kyle, and I'm not saying you missed it, you're aware of it. The real story is that racing doesn't have a Roger Goodell or a Rob Manfred or a David Bettman, Gary Bettman, I'm sorry. There's nobody running the actual show called horse racing in the United States.
And part of the reason for that is all the states have different laws, all the states have different gambling laws.
Yep.
And by necessity, they can't have one commissioner, but that creates a lot of tribalism. And there's not really anybody looking out for the good of horse racing. And I had people talk to me about, what does Churchill Downs do if horse racing dies in Maryland? There's a lot of breeders in Maryland. There's a lot of, horse racing fans in Maryland. Some of the biggest horse sales are in Maryland. And it's really, I really use the term short-term thinking in so many ways, because it's really best for Churchill Downs and it's best for all of these parties if racing finds a bigger audience, works together, sort of says, hey, like, we're going to figure out the Triple Crown calendar so it works for all three of us.
Yep.
And that just is not happening on the level it needs to happen, including Maryland's part in it. But Maryland is playing defense right now. And I honestly don't blame them for what they've done. And a lot of people I talk to, even the people who, would not have been on the side of Maryland moving the calendar dates, said, you know what, it's probably in their best interests. And that's what's happening right now.
It smacks of a little bit of Lake Ontario. I'm wondering if the Churchill Downs and Belmont intend to change the name of the Triple Crown to the Double Crown.
I don't think so. I mean, and again, people I talk to, that they announced a $5 million racing series, right? So there's 6 races in this racing series that does not include the Preakness.
Yep.
But the $5 million is the total pool money.
Right.
And so you can make more than that by racing in the Triple Crown than you can racing across 6 races, some of which are Triple Crown races. So I still think that a lot of people told me they felt like the series had a good chance of just kind of falling apart and crumbling right after the announcement. And people will still go to races like the Haskell in Pennsylvania and the one in Monmouth or Haskell's in New Jersey, sorry.
Right,
and,
Haskell's in New Jersey.
The one in Pennsylvania as well.
Yeah.
So it's kind of, they were sort of like, hey, by the way, we're doing our own thing. And a lot of horse racing was like, what? So I don't know if it's going to be as effective as Churchill and Belmont hoped.
Okay. Want to move on before we talk baseball to the Ravens. What are your initial impressions of the Jesse Minter era? It seems like he's gotten a lot more visceral buy-in by his players.
I think that's probably true. I also think, change breeds some renewed energy.
Yeah.
And I think it's important. I mean, I was watching the latest Ravens Wired last night, and Zay Flowers saying, "Oh, thank God we got Declan Doyle. Thank God we found him." But I just think there's an element of they made a run for 3 years with Todd Monken, and John Harbaugh was John Harbaugh, and I think there's naturally just an air of this is refreshing. I really think it's going to come down to, week 1, how does it look?
Yeah.
And then we're going to see some of the I mean, these guys haven't had time to build tensions yet. But I do think, honestly, I expect the defense period to be fixed. Like, I just expect
I think the DNA of this team is its defense, and I expect them to be very, very good.
Yeah. And you see the offense reacting to them also on Wired. They took apart the Commanders the other day in joint practices, which I guess maybe isn't saying that much, but they've been good all preseason. As long as Kyle Hamilton's healthy, if Nnamdi Madubuike can give, honestly, like 50% to this defense, I think they're going to be really good. I think they're going to be a top 5 NFL defense.
Add Trey Hendrickson into that. I mean, that's definitely the team that was. Were they last in sacks last year, or they were 30th or something?
It was crazy because they like for 2 years running, I had written at the trade deadline they need to trade for a sack guy, and then they would finish 1 in sacks and then 2 in sacks. I'm like, and so year 3, I'm like, I feel like the boy who cried wolf. Like, I feel like I can't write the same. And then that's when it all fell apart.
Yeah.
When Nnamdi got hurt.
Yep. He was holding it together. I want to ask you about Tyler Loop. I mean, how I every time I think I saw Jeff Zrebiec talking about it, and he was like, he's not having a terrible preseason by normal terms, but he's got such a magnifying glass on him, and I'm definitely one of those people as well that's going to be overly critical because of how the season ended. I just can't believe they didn't bring in competition.
Oh, I'm furious about it. I wrote one column in June saying they got to bring in a guy. They didn't do it. I just think this is what they did last year. They're like, oh, we're gonna like give the guy confidence, and we're gonna say that the organization's behind him.
A lot of
like,
good that did. Yeah.
We did that once already. Like, make him win the job. Make him, and most of his misses, he's had 3 misses this preseason in stadium situations. He missed 2 at the University of Maryland.
Yep.
He missed 1 in the first preseason game against the Eagles. Like, isn't anyone like, I know he was like 40 for 40 going into that Eagles game, but isn't anybody worried that he seems to miss when he's in the stadium? Like, I honestly feel like I'm going crazy.
Is that important to miss it when you're in a stadium?
I just think like there's a potential that this guy is like the greatest practice kicker of all time, but when he faces real world substance,
live bullets, right?
I've never seen him kick. Seriously, I've never seen him kick anything beyond a 53-yarder.
Yeah, I mean,
there's never a chance you're going to kick a 56, 57 at this point in his career. He might.
Yeah, I mean, he practiced a 60 in the Commanders practice, and he missed it wide right. Yeah. But like, it's just like I feel like we're doing the same thing.
Yeah, like yeah.
I feel like we're doing the same thing over.
Okay. All right. Let's move on to the Orioles. You've had a chance to watch Craig Albernaz longer than you have Jesse Minter. What are your impressions of the skipper of the Orioles?
You know, it's interesting.
And don't sugarcoat it.
Listen, Kyle. I have to start with, I thought the other day what his interaction with my colleague Andy Koska was
ridiculous.
It was bush league, to be honest.
Yeah.
And you know, he's had a few of those this year. And I would like to see, if he's coming back next year, I would like to see him mature at the press conference podium. And I know he's a wisecracker. I kind of enjoyed that in spring training.
Yeah.
But there's a difference between being a wisecracker and just being, just unprofessional.
Yep.
And I think Craig needs to find that line. But beyond that, I mean, I honestly, I haven't been quite as critical of him personally for the team's fundamental issues, because I kind of feel like, he comes in for training camp. He's inheriting a new roster. You give him time to imprint his system, is my feeling. But they're, overall improving defensively. I think it's fair to say. I would like to see a little more fire, line up more consistently. Obviously, that St. Louis series, showed a lot. But it's just been kind of hit or miss. I know people wanted him to get thrown out when Pete didn't have had the home run that wasn't a home run or whatever. Yeah, but it's kind of hard to get thrown out when you have
video review
in New York. Like, what are you gonna do? Call up New York and get thrown out by on a phone call? So I think that was a little bit overblown. But there are definitely, and he's been really good at subbing in pinch hitting. I thought Tyler O'Neill was dead in the water for most of the year, and Craig didn't, and he made Tyler O'Neill a useful player. So I think there's been some good, some bad. I think he has to grow. I mean, he's been used to that bench coach role where he's kind of behind the scenes and he can be a bit more of a wisecracker. And I think that's somewhat refreshing, but he's got to be the leader. He's got to be a source of maturity in the clubhouse.
I agree with you on the little dust up, and I'll call it a mini dust up but trying to show up Andy when
it's not the first time either. It's not the first time he's done that.
And Pete hasn't played first base since then. So it's
it's you don't need to take it out on the reporter. He's just there to ask what everyone's wondering.
Right, exactly. Let me ask you a question though. Above and beyond all that, do you find his press conferences interesting, informative? I basically stopped sort of going to them, partly because of my hip surgery, but I don't really find anything out at those things that I don't know already. His post-game pressers are recitations of the game sprinkled in with an awful lot of nicknames for players. Wolfie, Bassie,
Narvi.
That's kind of a
Jackie,
Boston thing, right?
for Jackson Holiday. I mean, seriously, do you find his information that he's imparting on us very interesting?
Listen, I got along with Brandon Hyde. Okay.
Yeah.
I just thought Brandon was, could be, let's just say, not charismatic up there.
Yeah.
I'm more interested in hearing from Craig than I was Brandon.
Okay.
And I'm more likely to watch the road press conferences on TV. He's guarded about health stuff. I think it's no surprise that he kind of snipped at Andy for a health question.
Yeah.
But other things, I think I think you kind of got to read between the lines a little bit on some of the things. I mean, there's a whole blow up that we don't talk about anymore, but like he kind of called out Samuel Basayo in the middle of the season. And I'm not saying that was good managing, but it was interesting. It was very interesting.
I noticed it was interesting the other day. I forget whether it was Basayo's home run, but it was something. He got a big hit, and I watched him when he came in the dugout. He really sort of intentionally did not interact with Craig Albernaz.
I can't speak to that.
Yeah. Okay. Go ahead.
How about so we're gonna see the rosters expand here in a couple days, Kyle. I feel like Luis Vasquez probably isn't here for the long haul. I mean, Joel Pozo hasn't played in 10 days.
But he's a good cheerleader.
Yeah, he is a good cheerleader. And now O'Neal's on the IL. So, are we gonna see Bradfield and Kerstad, or one or the other, or neither? Like, when are we gonna start seeing some of these younger guys get an opportunity?
Yeah, Kerstad.
Or get an answer, I guess. Yeah.
Kerstad, man, I feel for that guy.
He's like the Tyler Loop. He was drafted by Mike Elias.
Yeah, well, he's kind of been he's been in purgatory this year in AAA. I mean, I guess I would like to see him. I would definitely like to see Bradfield make his debut, as long as he's healthy. Povich isn't on the roster, right? It's like
not yet.
I mean, I'd like to see Cade back. I think Cade's done a lot of, like, he's had some good, some bad this year, but like he's done a lot of promising stuff. Like if Bassett didn't come back, like having Cade wouldn't have been so bad, I thought. And then of course Felix is the player I want to see the most. I feel stunned that Felix can be back this year. I didn't think he would be back at all this year, and I really, really want to see Felix.
Yeah. I'm not so sure that it's happening in the next 2-3 days. In other words,
he's in AAA, right? I mean, he's in Norfolk
AAA,
right
but
now.
his first outing, he walked 4 guys or something. He didn't give up a run somehow, but he walked 3 guys or something like that. Did not throw many strikes. I think anything they get from him at this point would really be surprising for this year. We'll see.
Yeah, well, they might get more from him than Helsley at this point. I don't know what happened with Helsley. That just went south.
No, that went south in a hurry. Kyle, we really appreciate you joining us. You're doing a super job covering stuff, and I mean that. You take on some tough topics that others aren't in town.
Are you working on anything right now, Kyle, that you want to plug?
I'm not sure if it's up yet, but I've done a story on you guys remember Sean Merriman, a little guy named Sean Merriman, Lights Out.
Sean Merriman, yeah.
Little guy. Actually, I met him at a Maryland game last year. Oh my God, his hand was probably bigger than my skull. He is a ginormous. Ugh.
Well, guess what? He has a kid. And his kid, of all the unlikely positions for his kid to play, his kid plays quarterback.
Wow.
And he's playing for St. Francis, and they start the season tonight. He's a sophomore. He was a freshman All-American last year. This is his first start for St. Francis in Baltimore.
You going to be there?
And,
you going to be there tonight?
I am not. They're going to be in Florida.
Okay.
But I talked with Justin. He's a great kid. And one of the details I liked from the story, I was like, hey, he's only 16, so he's barely, he didn't remember any of his dad's career.
Right.
But he watches the tape, and I was like, do you watch Dad's tape? He's like, yeah, sometimes I'm like watching it and I'm thinking, how do I avoid a person like that?
That's good. Good stuff.
And I said, hey, what is your dad? Does your dad think you shouldn't play quarterback? What does he think? He's like, yeah, he thinks I should gain some weight and put my hand in the dirt. So,
are you going to be
it's a fun story.
Will you be at the Raven game tonight?
I sure will, Stan.
Okay. All right. Enjoy yourself. Thank you for coming on. And I mean that.
Thank you guys.
Really do.
It's always my pleasure. Thank you so much.
All right. Thanks, Kyle. Kyle Goon of thebanner.com does a fine job covering sports in town. Are we taking a break?
Yeah, let's take a break.
Let's take a break, and then we'll come back
before we do that, we should remind folks
Hunter.
where they can get the latest edition of the Press Box. Over how many locations we got, Stan?
Over 350 locations.
Wow.
Including highs all around town. This is Stan the Fan. You know we talk all the time about our O's stepping up in the big moments, delivering when it matters most. If you've been injured in a car accident anywhere around Baltimore, that's your big moment, and you need someone who delivers. That's why I'm here to tell you about Warnken Injury Lawyers. They fight for Baltimore families every single day. Insurance companies play games. Warnken plays to win. So call 443-RESULTS. That's 443-RESULTS, or go to warnkenlaw.com. When you need results, it's right there in the number, 443-RESULTS.
Your car is more than just a ride. It's an investment. At Leading Edge Auto Body in Mount Washington, we've spent over 20 years perfecting the art of repair. From high-end imports to your trusted daily driver, we handle all makes and models with elite precision. Our team holds the highest honors in the industry, including ASE Master, iCar Platinum, and specialized aluminum certifications. We make it easy with free towing, pickup, and delivery, because at Leading Edge, customer satisfaction comes first. And remember, with insurance, it's your car and it's your choice. Choose the experts. Leading Edge Auto Body. Quality you can see. Service you can trust. Go to leadingedgeautobody.com today.
When you feel invisible, exhausted, stressed, or anxious, when you have days that just feel too hard to get through, you are not alone. If you or someone you love is struggling with mental health or problems with drugs or alcohol, help is right in your hands. Call or text 988 to get support whenever you need it. Help is here. Call or text 988. Brought to you by Maryland Department of Health.
Don't fumble your fantasy football draft. Host your party at Sports and Social inside Live Casino. We've got everything you need to make a night a winner with massive screens, cool drinks, great food, and Wi-Fi that won't drop the ball. Reserve your table by August 20th to enter our early draft bonus drawing. Draft like a pro at Live Casino. At Arundel Mills, must be 21. Please play responsibly. For help, visit mdgamblinghelp.org or call 1-800-GAMBLER.
Gambling can be a fun and entertaining experience, but there are risks involved. If you're planning on betting on the game at the casino or on your phone or computer, know your limit, stay within it. Set a budget and a time to stop. Remember, gambling isn't a financial solution, and it doesn't mix well with alcohol or drugs. Know the risks and have a plan before you begin gambling. For free and confidential services, call 1-800-GAMBLER 24/7 or go to helpmygamblingproblem.org.
The latest edition of Press Box is available now. On the cover, Antonio Barbera dives into the effect that new Ravens coach Jesse Minter can have on the team. How does a rookie head coach handle the challenges facing a team with championship aspirations? Also inside, we help kick off fall sports season at the collegiate level. You'll learn the stories of significant college football and college soccer athletes from programs all over the state, including Navy quarterback Braxton Woodson and Maryland safety Jaden Ships. Press Box is available for free at over 250 locations throughout the region, including your Baltimore area High's Dairy stores. Plus, you can read the entire issue online at PressBoxOnline.com, where you can also find great betting advice and the best daily coverage of the Orioles, Ravens, and college sports.
Hi, my name's Colton Cowser, outfitter for the Baltimore Orioles, and you're listening to Griffin Bass, Stan the Fan Charles on the Baseball Show. Let's keep it moving along.
All right, Stan the Fan back here along with Griffin Bass on the Friday Baseball Show. We will be back next Friday, same time, same station. Joining us right now is one of the Orioles' highest-ranked pitching prospects. He is currently pitching for the Chesapeake Baysox. He is left-hander Caden Hunter. Caden, thank you for joining us today.
Thank you for having me. I appreciate it.
Tell me a little bit about what's been different. Your numbers were so sensational at Delmarva, a short sample size, and then at Frederick. I'm not saying you're not pitching well at Chesapeake, but the numbers are a little different. What's been the toughest part of the jump from A to AA?
I don't think there's been a crazy jump.
Okay.
I think definitely better takes from the hitters and more competitive approaches. But I think from a number side, I don't worry about that as much. I still have the same attack plan and just trust my defense and just get after hitters.
I saw you on the Oriole Farm Report the other day with Annie Claff chatting with you. How's your relationship with some of those other pitchers there at Chesapeake? It sounds like you and Joseph Jerwa have quite a relationship building.
Yeah, no, definitely him. Ianson, JT Quinn, Pat, like all the starters, all the relievers. Like, I think we're a pretty tight group over here. Everyone gets along pretty well. Super competitive, obviously with a lot of talent. You kind of compete against each other and also root for each other at the same time. So it's just fun to grow with these guys.
I'm curious about. I wanted to ask about that competitive kindness that you guys have, and obviously between you and Zerwa and Ianson, it's a lot of exciting talent there in Bowie right now. And you obviously had a great night on Tuesday, and I guess that kind of leads the way that's the target for everybody the rest of the week. What was working for you on Tuesday? You had 8 strikeouts over 5 innings. What was working specifically in your last start?
I think I had that fastball changeup combo working for me. Usually my bread and butter. So being able to have that and being able to command that definitely was a separator for me that outing. And then also just defense playing good behind me. So it always helps.
I've read a lot about the fastball. What's the typical velo look like for you on the fastball? And what other pitches do you throw as well, including the changeup?
Fastball is usually probably sitting around 95, 96, 94, 96 around there.
Damn, I was hoping you were going to say 103, 104.
Oh, I wish. I was hoping that too, but can't always get that. I think it gets up to 98 sometimes. But yeah, and then I throw a changeup, kind of plays off the fastball. I throw a hard slider, pretty sharp, and then get me in there curveball, sprinkle that in there here and there. So a 4-pitch arsenal, and that's what's been working for me.
I'm just curious, what's your relationship like with Ethan Anderson, and what kind of prospect do you think he is? Your catcher.
I mean, I think he's a great player. I haven't really gotten to watch him because he just got up here, and he wasn't up here when I've been up here so far. So, I mean, I got to watch him hit a homer last night, and I thought that was super cool, and I could definitely tell he's a super talented prospect.
Was he
but he hasn't caught me at all yet this year.
Okay, I'm sorry.
I think something like that. I think they were, something like that. I'm not 100% sure.
Okay.
Yeah.
Tell me about the pitching program in the organization. How much do you interface with Forrest Herman, who is sort of the pitching coordinator for the Orioles?
Yeah, I think they do a really good job of just picking out the little things you got to work on. Like this year, kind of getting after the breaking balls for me, because in college I was kind of a fastball changeup guy. So really trying to get those breaking balls in my pitch rotation and working on that, just getting a few little things in there. And I think a big thing too is they kind of let you grow as your own person too. So just go out there and compete. I think that's the best type of development. Just let you go out there and just compete. And then once you're done with the game, throughout the week, we're always working on maybe pitch execution and stuff like that. So I think they've done a great job with with developing pitchers this year.
Does that come directly from Forrest, or is it the pitching coach there at Bowie?
I talked to Forrest a little bit. I talked to Adam Shuck a little bit. He's one of the other pitching coordinators. They've helped. And then I also had Jordy Henry back in Frederick. He's helped a lot with some of the breaking ball stuff with my curveball. And then I got Jeremy now. He's helping now, doing a good job. So just kind of everybody. I feel like I got a good circle of guys that are very knowledgeable and can help me out with that stuff.
Okay, now I want to go back a few years. Kind of tell me about your path here. I was gonna call it unique. Kind of going the JUCO route, then to USC.
Yeah.
But I feel like we're kind of seeing that more and more. That pitchers will start, at the lower levels, lower colleges, and then work their way up to D1. How did that all come about? Why did you start at Sierra?
Yeah. So high school, I wasn't very recruited. I went to Sierra College, it's like 15 minutes from where I'm from.
You're from California.
California. Got to live at home. I think just junior college, like I had a little bit of maturing to do on the field, and I think it was just a great growing process for me. I was able to get innings, like get reps, instead of like going to a Division I and like riding the bench. That's not going to do anything but hurt me. So being able to go to junior college, grow, like be able to get innings, log innings my freshman and sophomore year. And then after that, I was able to transfer to USC, earn the Friday night role there with a talented group there. And then, kind of just had a season. Wasn't what I hoped for, but got through it. Got picked up by the Orioles, and that's about it. It's kind of now we're talking. So.
Were there other schools that you were looking at, or was USC always the spot that you wanted to be at? Obviously, California.
Yeah, there was definitely other schools. Like I went on a visit to Arizona as well. But I was like once USC hit me up, I was pretty stuck on them. Like I've said in other interviews and stuff, I have like family that I've gone through there, and I've grown up watching USC my whole life. So kind of when they reached out, I was like, I gotta take this opportunity.
What's the living situation like? Are you with a family in the Bowie area, or are you living with other players?
They got us in pretty nice apartments, so we kind of just moved from apartment to apartment, and they're kind of all the same layout. And I live with other players.
Okay, all right. Because I remember, I think in Aberdeen they used to do a lot of stuff like that with families and all that. Tell me a little bit about, is Aloy playing with you now at Chesapeake?
Yeah, he's up here. He got moved at the same time I did.
Exactly. That's what I recall.
Yeah.
Tell me what kind of prospect you think he is.
I think he's one of those guys that just like enjoys playing the game. Like you watch him running the bases, and he's just got a smile on his face, and he's a great teammate, just super, super even keel. Super level-headed. Like he just goes out there and you watch him play and like, wow, that's a big leaguer on the field. So it's definitely fun to watch.
Was it always baseball for you, Caden? Or were you playing other sports in high school and growing up?
In high school, it was just baseball.
Okay.
Tried to focus on that. It's just where I thought I had the most, more of a future with. But I like wrestled. I played football, soccer, pretty much all the sports growing up.
How about what else? What else are you trying to work on right now? I mean, you said you're touching 98 with the fastball. Is that where you're trying to get to and live at 98, or do you want to continue getting push triple digits, or do you like where you're at right now at the 95, 94, 96?
I definitely always think there's room to grow and always room to get better. I'd love to be able to touch 100, 101 one day. Always improve, but like right now, the focus for the back half of the season is just to really dial in that breaking ball and get that in the zone and keep throwing the changeup and just end on a strong note. That's kind of my goal for right now.
One more player I want to ask you about is Anthony Ianson. I know you've probably only seen him 2 or 3 times, but your early assessment of what type of prospect he is.
Oh, he's super competitive. He's really dialed out there. Like watching him throw, you can tell he's a competitor. He's just going to go get after hitters. And that's always good to have in the front part of your rotation. So just being able to watch that, and he sets the tone for the other guys. It's been fun to watch.
You see his stuff being top of the rotation type of stuff, though.
Oh, 100%.
Okay. One more question from Griffin.
What are you doing on Mondays when you don't have anything going on? What are you a golfer, or are you what type of hobbies are you into, Caden? Where are we gonna find you?
It's tough because I've been moving around so much,
That's
so I'm
true.
still like
Yeah.
trying to get used to the area, in Bowie. But I might go check out the area, maybe go to Washington D.C., check that out a little bit. I haven't been there at all, so maybe go there, enjoy some time off.
Okay, so it's but it's mostly baseball. You're living and breathing.
Yeah,
baseball.
mostly baseball.
Okay.
That one off day, I feel like everyone's trying to rest, or some guys will go play golf.
Has anybody taken you out for steamed crabs yet?
I haven't, no.
Oh my God,
I haven't at all.
Stan will do it. Yeah, Stan will take
we'll
it.
have to do it. It might not be till next year, but we'll have to get you out there.
Sounds good to me.
Caden, thank you very much for joining us.
Yeah, Caden, where can Orioles fans find you on social media?
Great question.
You can go Caden Hunter on Instagram with 2 R's at the end.
Gotcha.
Yeah, that's about it.
All right. Cool. Continued good luck. Stay healthy, and we'll look forward to hearing more about you and talking to you again. All right, Caden?
Sweet. Thank you for having me. I appreciate it.
Okay. That's Caden Hunter of the Baltimore Orioles and organization. He's pitching currently at Chesapeake. When's their next homestand? Do you have it behind
let's
you?
see where the Chesapeake Baysox. What's this? This is August. They're in Harrisburg this week.
Right.
And then
it's not that far a drive.
And then they're back. They're back next week.
Okay.
September 1st through 6th. They are hosting the Portland. What is Portland?
Portland.
The Sea Dogs.
The Sea Dogs.
Portland Sea Dogs. And actually, I think that's their final homestand. So yeah, make sure you go. Yeah, go check them out. A lot. We were talking about a lot of really exciting young pitchers there. Between Caden, obviously Anthony Ianson, Joseph Zerwa. Yep. There's so if you got the time, definitely this upcoming week, final homestand of the year, go check out the Baysox down at Prince George's Stadium.
All right.
Go to baysox.com.
All right. We're not doing this week and the rest of baseball, but we are going to do a little brief MLB Power Rankings report, and it's brought to you by the folks.
Have you ever thought of taking a cruise to these wonderful destinations with sunny skies and beautiful beaches? Well, wait no longer. We're ready for you to cruise from the Cruise Maryland Terminal.
Have a little phrase that you can go from baggage to margarita in about 15 minutes.
Choose fun with an array of destinations, onboard activities, entertainment, and world-class cuisine.
Contact your travel agent and book your cruise today. Let your adventure begin.
This week's MLB Power Rankings, as always, are brought to you by Warnken Law. 443 Results is the phone number. Not just a phone number, a mission statement for Warnken Law and their team if you've been injured in an accident in Baltimore or the state of Maryland. Also, warnkenlaw.com, WARNKEN. Not a lot of changes. Expect Milwaukee to continue as the number one team. The Dodgers losing 3 straight to the Atlanta Braves in Atlanta. The Dodgers now return to Detroit, where actually they go to Detroit, and Tarek Skubal returns to Detroit. I'm sure he'll pitch in one of those games over the weekend.
Let me check.
Tampa Bay is 2-1 this week. They will most likely, unless there's an about face, they will probably move into the second spot. The Cubs, Boston, Atlanta, the Yankees, Philly, White Sox, and San Diego round out the top 10. Cleveland is 3-0 this week, and they are back over 500 and have a seemingly commanding lead now of 3 games over the Orioles for that last wild card
unfortunately.
spot. Yes.
Tarek Skubal looks like pitching tonight against the Detroit Tigers.
Not surprising.
Yeah.
Not surprising.
Also, Shohei, I think, is they're trying to get him a couple. I don't think he's going to be like a full. I think he's starting, but I don't think he's getting like a full.
He's going to be like the opener.
Yeah, basically. Maybe a
2
couple innings. Yep, for Shohei on Sunday for the Dodgers against
one
Detroit.
interesting note, though, as Griffin alluded to, Kansas City last week was 7-0. They're 2-1 this week. That means they've won 9 out of 10. Why is that important? Because they traveled to Cleveland. So the Orioles need some help. We're playing one of the worst teams in baseball. We're playing two of the probably three worst teams in baseball.
I think the
next
might be
6 games. We play the A's for 3 and Colorado for 3, but Kansas City could maybe win 2 out of 3 in Cleveland for us.
Today's show, Stan, also brought to us by countysports.zone. And, Kyle Goon was alluding to it. High school football starting this weekend, all the high school sports. We got volleyball, we got boys and girls soccer, and football games going on. I believe Loyola plays today. Gilman plays tomorrow.
Do they cover Tiddlywinks?
What is Tiddlywinks?
At the county
I don't know what Tiddlywinks is.
Oh, good.
Is that a school? I don't know what Tiddlywinks is.
No, Tiddlywinks is a game. I don't know how to.
This was a sport that no longer exists. This is one of the sports you played in high school.
Yeah. Exactly.
Well, if they're playing it, County Sports Zone is covering it.
All right.
Yes,
that's a good way to put it.
And it's also powered by biotoyota.com as well, Stan.
All right. Also brought to you by the Costas Inn with 2 great locations at North Point Boulevard, 4100 North Point Boulevard, 410-477-1975 is the number to reserve your crabs for your group crab feast, family crab feast, or just you and your wife or something like that. Okay? 410-477-1975. The other location does not serve crabs, but boy, do they have crab cakes and crab soup at the Timonium location. All right? That's going to do it for this week.
Big shout out to our guest today.
Big shout outs to Bill Ladson, MLB.com and MLBbro.com, Kyle Goon of the Banner.com, and Caden Hunter. And how can you reach Caden Hunter or see him?
At Caden Hunter with 2 R's at the end on Instagram. Yeah. He's not very active. I don't think he's got a Twitter. So yeah, go check him out. Also, got to make sure we shout out Live Casino because we are partnering. Pressbox and Live Casino Sports and Social are teaming up for the best fantasy football draft experience in town, Stan. Book your league draft today. I'm sure teams are getting ready to draft this weekend. Obviously, next weekend over Labor Day. It's $20 per person and includes your first beer and a hot dog from Sports and Social at Live Casino. They got great Wi-Fi for leagues. If maybe 9 of your
beer and
9,
a hot dog,
you get a free one. Your first beer and a hot dog.
Mustard too?
On them. If you want mustard, I'm sure they can provide it. Of course. Yeah, this is Sports and Social, Stan. They're not messing around.
It's big time.
Great Wi-Fi, so if you got any remote players, they can tune in remotely. Every commissioner and team gets special prizes and promo items, including a championship ring and a draft board, all supplied by Live Casino Sports and Social. And you can enjoy their 100-foot video wall as well. It's week 0 in college football, then week 1, so you get a full slate next weekend if you're drafted next weekend. Go to Open Table, Sports and Social Maryland, and make your reservation. To Live Casino Sports and Social, Stan.
Glenn back Monday. I'll be back Monday afternoon. Actually, Tuesday afternoon with the boys, Ross Grimsley and Luke Jackson. That's going to do it for today. We'll see you next Friday with another round of the Friday Baseball Show. Bye for now.